There you're watching Leadership TV News. I am Cynthia Onwado. Here are the news headlines. Tinubu nominates Enugu Attorney General as Minister. APC sweeps chairmanship polls in Niger State. Tinubu seeks Senate approval for 1.15 trillion naira domestic loan. And on sports, Team Nigeria departs for Saudi Arabia for 2025 Islamic Solidarity Games. On foreign news, ex-US Vice President Dick Cheney dies at 84. Thanks for joining us. Here is the news in detail. President Bola Tinubu has nominated Dr. Kingsley Tochukwu, the current Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice of Enugu State, for appointment as a Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Tinubu's request was contained in a letter read by Senate President Godswill Akpabio during Tuesday's plenary session. In the letter, the President described Ude, a senior advocate of Nigeria, as a competent nominee and urged the Senate to expedite his confirmation. Akpabio, after reading the letter, referred the nomination to the Committee of the Whole for immediate consideration. Ude's nomination adds to the list of recent ministerial adjustments by the Tinubu administration aimed at strengthening governance across key sectors. And now the All Progressives Congress APC has recorded a clean sweep in the just concluded local government elections in Niger State, winning all 25 chairmanship seats across the state. According to the Niger State Independent Electoral Commission, the APC also clinched 271 out of 274 councillorship seats. At the same time, the opposition People's Democratic Party PDP secured only 3, 2 in Tafa and 1 in Rafi local government areas. Announcing the results on Monday, Commissioner of Operations Muhammad Liman stated that the elections were conducted in accordance with electoral laws and the Commission's guidelines. He confirmed that all collations and declaration processes were duly completed and ratified. Despite reports of low voter turnout and isolated incidents of violence, Governor Muhammad Umar Bago described the polls as peaceful and prosperous, commending voters for their participation. The APC's dominance extended across central councils, including Agye, Bida, Kontagora, Chanchaga, and Lapai, with wide margins over rival parties. Certificates of return were presented to all elected chairmen and councillors in the coming days. Still in the news, President Bola Tinubu has requested that the National Assembly approve a 1.15 trillion naira domestic loan to cover the deficit in the 2025 budget. The request was contained in a letter read by Senate President Godswill Akpabio during Tuesday's plenary session. Tinubu explained that the loan would help bridge the funding gap and ensure full implementation of key government programs and projects under the 2025 fiscal plan. The Senate has referred the request to its Committee on Local and Foreign Debt for further legislative scrutiny. The committee is expected to submit its report within 1 week for further action. And now, former United States Vice President Dick Cheney has died at the age of 84. A statement released by his family said Cheney died, or rather passed away, on November 3rd, 2025, surrounded by his wife, Lynn, and daughters, Liz and Mary, following complications from pneumonia and heart-related illness. Cheney, who served as Vice President under President George W. Bush from 2001 to 2009, was one of the most influential and controversial figures in modern American politics. He played a central role in the Bush administration's response to the September 11 attacks, including the War on Terror and the 2003 invasion of Iraq. Before that, he served as U.S. Secretary of Defense under President George H.W. Bush Sr., overseeing Operation Desert Storm, and had earlier worked as White House Chief of Staff under President Gerald Ford. In later years, Cheney made headlines for his break from the Republican Party, endorsing Democratic candidate Kamala Harris in the 2024 U.S. presidential election. Now to sports news. Team Nigeria's boxing contingent has departed for Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, at the head of the 6th Islamic Solidarity Games, scheduled to hold from November 7 to 21st, 2025. The event, which brings together athletes from over 55 countries, will see Nigeria compete in multiple disciplines as part of efforts to boost the nation's sporting profile globally. Nigeria's Chief de Mission and Director of the National Sports Commission, Honorable Bukola Olakpade, described the Games as a key component of the country's long-term sports development plan and preparation for future Olympic success. Olakpade said Team Nigeria is prepared, focused, and hungry for success, adding that the athletes carry the hopes of the nation to Riyadh. Nigeria has maintained a strong record at the Islamic Solidarity Games since its debut in 2005, and expectations are high for another inspiring performance this year. That sums up the news on Leadership TV. For more of our news stories, you can log on to our website www.leadership.ng. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.